Watch and learn, kids.
Speed.
So all we're going to get used to doing to start with is we're going to look to control the inside position with our partners. So we're doing like a standing based lesson today. First half standing, the second half is going to be front headlock. So we're going to play like a little game to start with. It's going to be based around fighting for the inside position with our arms. So a couple of ways that I want you to play to start with. We can look to control both wrists. We can look to control maybe one arm with both my hands. Or we'll go wrist and collar tie. Those are the sort of positions we're going to be looking to get to. My partner's obviously going to be fighting for the same things. Yeah, so we'll be slapping bum. One thing I wanted to make sure that we're doing is elbows are tight, bending our legs a little bit, keeping our head up, not looking down to the mat. And all we're going to be doing is fighting for these positions. We should do this as a continuous exercise. Remember, this is a warm-up game, so scale your intensity at about a 3 out of 10. Yeah? If you're white knuckling your first ever, like your first game with your partner, you're not going to last one session. So take it nice and light. It's a continuous for both partners. There's no way for me to win, no way for him to win. So just get flowing with each other. Any questions on this? No, really want to? Fine, for double wrist, double arm, head position, anything like that. Full motions. Obviously, if he's controlling both of them, one of my hands are there. That's not great for me. Get my hand up. Yes. Fish me up today, Rob. Fish me up today.
What's he done? What's he done?
Any questions? He just walks in, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I heard the hand wrestling first.
Tell the internet audience about Dan.
He's just a scumbag man. I don't even know how he's employed. I don't even know why I employ him. Okay then guys, so all we're going to do now with our partner, I'll use Carson this time. What we're going to do now with our partners, we're going to do the same little exercise now, but now there's going to be a little bit more of a goal. I'm going to try and do either one of two tasks. I'm either going to try and make him touch the floor with his hands, or touch his knee. Yeah. Either way, I want you to imagine, if I can get his hands to touch the floor, that would be 2 points to me. If I can touch one of his knees, that's a point to me. Yeah? Use both of these in conjunction with each other, but do it on top of the little game that we're already playing. So when we're here playing around with our partners, if I can get this and touch, chances are I'm going to single leg it. Yeah? So that would be like a point to me. Let's say I go to reach for his leg, and he brings it back, and then I drive his hands to the mat. That would be like a snap down, so that would be like 2 points to me. Okay? So all we're going to do now is play. Now, I want you to almost count it up in your head. Once you get to 5 points, so whoever gets to 5 points first, whether I get the 2 from the snap or whether the 1 from the knee touch, the other person's got to do 5 burpees in them. Once you get to 5 points, and then we'll just reset and we'll go again. So if I'm playing Carson, one. One. 2, 1. Two. Yeah, we keep going like that. Does that make sense? So, no 3 minutes. Ready, 1, 2?
It's like the Flash.
That's small, isn't it? Sorry, you okay?
4-2. Did you get me?
I think we got each other.
This is Alex highlight. That's my highlight.
Is it?
I'll put it below lights. One of the positions that we're going to work on today is where I'm going to get around the head. So my collar tie is here, and I'll look to either go off wrist control, or if Carson goes to reach for my head with this one, we're going off the inside tie. We've got double inside position here. Now what we're going to look to focus on doing now is looking to get to one of his legs. I always like to go towards this leg. I feel like it's easier. The other leg where I go for is going to be more of a high crotch situation. So whenever I'm here, and I do want to reach for this leg, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. If he just presents it to me, I can literally just pick it up and go the single leg out. If he just presents it to me. But a lot of guys are going to, he's going to have that a little further back. So one thing I look to do is I look to circle away from the leg, and that comes closer, and then I let him go here. I step, this knee drives over here. Then we're in this sweep single situation. My head stays up, and I want to look to drive up from this position, and I want to look to lock my hands and bring this foot between my legs. My head, I just spin around a little bit, stays on this side of his pec. It doesn't go across his chest. If it goes across his chest, it can rest his weight over the top of me, and things get a little difficult here. So I like to keep my head here. So it's harder for him to rest his weight on me, and all his weight's going to be resting on his single leg here. All I want you to do is play around with the entry a little bit. So look, we're here, we get to the position and whatnot here. I want the leg that's the same side of my collar tie. I'm circling, let him go here, drive, up, and we're in this position here. Most of the time guys are going to take a short whizzer, or if he doesn't take a whizzer, I'm just going to lift him up. Yeah? We'll just go from there from now. So just play around with it, your partner. No like competitiveness, but just playing around with the technique. Any questions, guys? Oh, where you want it?
Hello.
What is a shot? Okay? A shot's different to a lunge. Whenever I shoot on somebody, my lead knee is the one that hits the mat. That's what I used to travel, not my back knee. If I use Carson, for example, I'll show you quickly. So in terms of what we're doing today, right? When I shoot for this leg now, I'm making it on purpose so you can see the distance I make up. When I step, this knee does not hit the mat. Look at this knee the whole time. It doesn't move. So you see how it doesn't hit the mat whatsoever? It's the other knee that drops. I don't normally shoot from really high either, so I'll just knack my knees up, I'll hurt. So what I'll do, I'll move, and I'll level change here. And that helps me shoot towards that leg. That's how you get the speed as well. When you go down and through, I find it helps me travel a little bit easier. There's less impact on my knee. Does that make sense? So I'll do it one more time just so you can see the movement. So like here, and I'll go under Carson. There. And we're here in this position there. Okay, a couple more minutes, we'll play some. Ready, 1, 2. I'm going to try and do one of two situations now. So, you know how we played that sort of like knee tap, hands to the floor game? We expand this even further. So the idea of what I'm going to try and grab his legs, I'm going to try and either pick up one of his legs, or I'm going to try and get him into the front leg, or I'm going to try and get him into the front headlock position and hold him there where his hands are on the mat. Okay? Two situations. So like for example, if I can get Carson's leg off the floor and hold it for 3 seconds, I win. If I can get him down into a front headlock position for 3 seconds, I also win. If Carson, for whatever reason, decides to like completely go mental and sit down, I'll just take that as a W, yeah? Carson's going to try and do the same things to me at the same time. I want you to think about this as opposites. So if he's doing really well at defending the single leg, because his legs are really far back, he's probably more susceptible to being snapped. Whereas opposed to, if he's standing really tall to stop the snap, it might be easier for you to enter in on the legs. But the main important thing is I want you to do when doing this is the first game that we did, and that's all the hand fighting. The hand fighting is going to be really important, because when you move the hands out of the way, it's going to be easy for you to either get to the head or get to the legs. If I'm here with Carson, he grabs my hands, I can neither grab his leg or grab his head, because he's got control of my wrists. So I've got a hand fight. 3. We're close to that. Does that make sense? So we do this for 3 minutes. Any questions? Not really, was it?
Hi.
Hi.
What I'm going to look to do now with my partner is I'm going to look to put them on their head. I'm going to look at a couple of ways that we can do that. If I use Alex, there's a few different ways that you can do this in all honesty. I'm just going to show you a couple of ways and I'll let you play around with them with my partner. The reason why we're going to put them to the hip is because either we're going to take top position, we're going to take the back and start locking up submissions. So, when I'm here in this position, I'm just going to be on the knees just for the sake of demonstration while I'm talking. So I'm fat and it's hard to stay on the knees for a long period of time, so I'm just going to be here. Now, one of the things that we can look to do is what we did in the Ash Williams seminar was when we're tucking his head underneath him and pulling him over the top. So when I get to this position here, I'm just going to sit, and when I come here, I'm using my body to pull under his head, and I'm bringing him over to this like inverted front headlock position here. That's one of the ways that I can do things. Let's go back. Another way that I can do things is pull his head, bring my head underneath, and pull him through like a gator roll. And finally, the last way that I want to show you to pull the tips is something that I've seen today. It's one of my friends posted it, and it's where he comes through and reaches for the far leg, comes through this way, over the top. So what he's doing is reaching his hand through the hole and reaching for his far leg, and then using his body to take him over the top. And like I said, you've still got all the front headlock options here. You've just dropped into a hip. So all I want you to do now with your partners, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to try and stand to his feet or get on top of you. My goal with the front headlock now is to get him to his hip. If I get him to his hip, I win. Okay? We'll go. Ready? Yeah. Win. Go back. Go. Win. Anytime I get to his hip, it's a win for me. If he gets up, it's a win for him. And what we'll do, we'll just flip-flop it every time. So it doesn't matter if I win or he wins, we swap over. Does that make sense? Because the reason why we're doing this is because I want you to feel the consequence that if it goes wrong, he's going to stand up. Like if you go to go underneath him and your grip's not tight enough, he's just going to pop out and get on top of you, which isn't great. There's going to be more consequence down the line, and a lot of it's going to be about staying on top, even when we do drop him to his hip, but we'll go into that after this. Any questions? No, really want to? So, if you like, yeah. Have you got
Oh, okay. So,
That was perfect.
watch and learn, kids.
Speed.
How smaller than you are?
I'm always happy with him here.
Eh?
I'm always happy with him here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to look around. I'm going to teach you something now from this like inverted from the headlock position. We did it the other week when Ash Williams came down, so we're sort of recapping on that sort of stuff. But we've been playing a lot of games around this topic to sharpen our skills around this. But we're going to look at one of the, if I use Carson, I'm going to use one of the finishing mechanics from this that we're going to do. So it doesn't matter how you get in there, in all honesty. But let's say if I come through, I flip him over to this position here. This is what I call the inverted front headlock position. And realistically, what we're going to be trying to do is get basically coming through to here, which is like my anaconda choke grip. But most of the time, Carson's going to be like maybe bridging on my hip or making it really difficult for me to lock my hands. So one of the things that he was doing was using his leg to come over the top, and then I'll bring this through, make a fist, come through up here, and I make sure his head, like I should be able to feel his head almost like on my belly button. I don't want his head to hit the mat. And then from here, I can just squeeze, bridge my hips into the floor, and that's what's going to get the choke. One of the things that Ash was telling us when he did this, he doesn't really focus on chasing the leg as much because he wants to focus more on the upper body squeeze. So when we get to this position, even if Carson like walks away, if I can just like get this, the choke might still come on, rather than me chase his legs and his head pops out. Yeah? So we'll go again. So when we're here, I can go this way if I wanted to. Well, one thing I want to do is, if this arm is in play and it's like pushing on my hip or something, or pushing me away, this leg comes over and it hits it down, and now I'm already in a great position to set this up. Don't let his head hit the mat, and attack that anaconda choke. Since Ash has come down, that's the tightest my anaconda choke has ever been, and that's just because I've been getting this super deep and then locking over the top like this. All I want you to do with your partners is just feel this for a couple of minutes, and then once again we'll play a little game around this when we open it up. Any questions, guys? Nope, anyone too?
Hi.
Hi.
If I use Dan and Carson, they'll demonstrate for me. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from this front headlock position. Carson's going to pretty much have the same goals as before. His goals haven't changed if he's on bottom. He's going to be trying to either stand up to his feet and free his head, or get on top of Dan. Dan's going to try and do either one of two things. He's either going to do what we've just done, where we drop him to his hip and look to submit him. If we drop him to his hips and we feel like we can't submit him, I'll allow you to take top position, like side control or whatever, because that's the next win. What I don't want you to do is fuck around with trying to anaconda choke him and lose it and have him get on top of you. So that's like the biggest L ever. And you just nail if you do that, you're a loser. Yeah? Or, if Carson's fighting the hands, I'll allow Dan to get behind him. And if Dan gets behind Carson, he also wins. Yeah, so we can either flip him over and get on top of him, or submit him with like anaconda chokes or darces, or get behind him. Whereas Carson's only going to try and do one of two things. He's either going to try and get on top of Dan, or he's going to try and stand up and disengage. Let's go for it. Ready? Who do you think will be a W for Dan or Carson? Dan, took top position. Yeah? Probably not as good as submitting him, but better. But better than losing position. Not from Turtle, he wouldn't get pushed from Turtle. Obviously, if he progressed, he would do. If we do the other way around now, for Carson and Dan. Yeah, ready? Go. What we're going to do, guys, we're going to do this for 6 minutes. Halfway through, 3 minutes, I'm going to go find a new partner. And I want you to find a new partner to finish this off with. Make sense? Okay, 1, 2. Not this weekend, but the weekend after, we're doing our 24-hour grappling time. What I've done today is I've set 2-hour time slots. So I know what time people are coming and shit, you know what I mean? Like, well, then everyone book in for 12 o'clock and then someone will come at 1 a.m, someone will come at 3:67 a.m, you know, that's not even a number. But if we can book out our 2-hour time slots, what I can expect when you know when people are coming, yes, Adam.
Can you only like come to the one you
No, you can do multiple time slots. Like, the more people are in the day, I just want an idea where I can expect people. You know what? I need more people at 4 a.m. I need more people at 10 p.m. But yeah, and then the week after that we've got our biannual spring raiding promotion seminar thing. Talk more about that at another point. But good session today, guys. You sound like cool.
There's only a winner, I know.
Here he is.
Hello, Mr. Rob.
Hello.
How you doing?
What is it this time? Pokemon? Yeah.
We've all got these little squares on the mats here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to play King of the Square. And all we're going to do is we're going to use our connections and whatnot, and we're going to try and make each other step outside the square. If one of our feet go outside the square, we've just got to do a sprawl. So if we're here with Jamie, we've got to be on the same square, we've got to be on the same one. So we slap, we bump, and we use our hands connection, see if we can use head position and stuff as well. Try and make a step, we just got to do a sprawl, then we reset, we keep going like this. Try and get somebody closer to your size. What I want you to focus on doing, guys, is use, like what we did in the last class, we're doing a lot of hand fighting, do your head fighting and stuff like that. The inside position is going to work really well for this. It's going to help you off balance your partner a lot more. Does that make sense? Okay, ready, 1, 2. 5 minutes for 1 more.
Dan, you've really got to fucking teach him now.
Can't have the 2 in a row, fuck you.
I've got like 20 kilograms on it in fact.
I didn't touch the edge of the mat.
We're going to work from the single leg position. Chris, Dan, I'll get you guys to demonstrate for me. So we're going to start by holding the single leg. Come on, Chris, Dan, come on. Now, Dan's going to have 2 winning objectives here. Dan's either going to try and control the end of the leg and have it up towards here, to see if you get the foot under his armpit. If Dan gets the foot under his armpit and holds it there, or whatever. Come on, man, just hold the foot under your armpit, mate. Just put your foot under your armpit. Okay, we get there, Dan wins. Or, from the single leg again, Dan. Or if Dan can get both hands around Chris's body, like a body lock, Dan also wins. Those are his 2 winning conditions. Now, if in the process Chris falls over, that's not Dan's fault, that's Chris's fault. He fell over. Dan will take the W anyway. We're focusing against these 2 sub-positions from the single leg. Whereas Chris's only goal is to free his leg. That's it. Okay, so we start from the single leg. Go. And that's a win. And swap. And Chris gets the other going down. Go from the single leg. Go. Why do we do these, guys? I know it's super easy to get super excited and whatnot. I want to turn it into a full-blown wrestle, but we will come to that. Stay on task. This is the big thing I'm going to say to you, stay on task. Because what we're trying to do now, we're trying to develop new skills. If you go off task, you're not going to develop new skills. You're just going to have the same shitty skills you had before. Damn. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah? So, look, I'll show you the win conditions again. Right, if I can get here, I win. If I can move Chris around, get here, I win. If he falls over in the process, I win anyway. The defender, what I want you to focus on doing is keep your whizzer, see if you can free their hands, that'll help you get their legs to the mat. See if you can push their head, break their posture and stuff like that. Defender, movement is your movement is your weapon. So the more you can make him go, the easier the two objectives are going to be. If you stand still on the spot, he's going to pretty much escape every single time. Because his hands are just going to be doing this, blocking your hands from moving up. Does that make sense? You need to get the other guy moving. For this particular exercise, I want us to work in threes. And we'll have the same person defending against both people, then we switch to the defender. That way, somebody can have, wrestling gets pretty tiring, so we'll have one person out at a time, and you also get to watch what the other people are doing and visually see what's going on as well. So, find yourself a 3 where you want to. Find your partners.
Was that quick?
We're gonna try now to multi-layer our tasks. Okay? So instead of just doing get to up here or get to here, now our next goal would be is to force our opponent's hands or hips to the mat. But this is the order that I want you to do things. Obviously, if they fall over in the first place, fine. But the next step would be to get their hands or hips to the mat. If I use Chris, for example, let's say I'm on the single leg and I get his leg up. I get up to here, right? Couple of ways up to do things. Like if his hips go to the mat, fine. I need someone a bit more bendy. Yeah, no, come here, I'll make it work. So say if I'm here, if I can turn his knee down and his hands go to the mat, that's a win. You can even like come to here, and you're in the same sort of position as you would be for your other one. Yeah? So in fact, when we use the leg to get the hands to the mat, I want you to climb to the body. Or, if you can get their hips to the mat, fine. But the other one would be, if I can get to the body now I'm either going to get his hands to the mat, or, go back, or I'm going to be using this to get his hips to the mat as well. So you've got two ways that you can do things. Does that make sense? But it's a multi-layered task now, so you've got to get to one of these two positions before you accomplish this. Well, his objective is just the same, get his leg out. Yeah?
Carry on action if you've got the body lock and his leg comes down.
Yeah, if you've got the body lock, yeah, then you're in a different position. The only time you wouldn't carry on is if he gets an underhook, because then the position has changed. But let's say if I use Josh and Ethan, you guys come out. I'll let them show us first. So we start from the single leg. And go through it, guys. See how we just lay it down. That's that person. That's mine. See how we're going to layer it all together. So we've accomplished 2 tasks in a row. That gets him the win. Here we go. Let's go eating. You on the leg now, mate? Are you ready? Let's go. Get on the mat. That's a win. Fine. Did anyone struggle getting to any of these win conditions with a leg up or to the body lock at all during the last game?
I didn't get a leg up.
You struggled? Yeah? Why was that?
I don't know, when I was starting heading on my leg.
Okay, but you went to the body lock instead?
Yeah.
That's fine. As long as you accomplish one of the 2, I'm happy. Because, like I said, if you can't get the leg, chances are you're going to get the body lock. If you can't get the body lock, chances are you're going to get the leg. I'll show you why. If I use Luke, for example. What would you do to defend me getting the leg up? See how it's close for the body lock? What would you do to stop me from getting the body lock? That's why we're doing like either one or the other, because the way he defends one opens me up for the other. But let's say if you couldn't get either of them, I don't know why. All I want you to do instead, maybe start from one of these 2 situations. Either start here, or start here, and go from there and work your way backwards. And we'll do the same thing there. Any questions, guys? Come, where you want to? Go. That's where he's going to pump me. Keep my hips in here, so he tries to pump. A little bit more difficult.
Fucking you again?
How's your eye?
Oh, 5 minute round, guys, coming up. Final part.
I just wear that here.
Oh, got it. Well done.
Not again. Top.
There he is.
There's the man. I'm the man.
Stop tensing.
Sorry, I can't. This is just my natural physique.
Yeah.